What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Prince, and I'm here to review SummerSlam 2017. You're probably wondering why do I have all this energy. Well, this show sucked, yes. So basically, by the time I got to Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor, I was just like, you know what? I could take a break. I can't do this. I just stopped watching, and then I started doing some other things. I found out that Finn Balor beat Bray Wyatt in a pretty meh match. And honestly, I just kind of thought, you know what? I think I just don't want to finish the show. But I was like, damn, I really do want to see that main event. So I just kind of went through stuff and started watching it again. So, that's why I'm not so unenergized. So I'm going to start off with the kickoff. Yes, the kickoff was actually the best part of the whole show, honestly. If you actually take the kickoff matches and then take off the worst matches on the show and put them there, you actually have one of the best SummerSlams out there. Because the kickoff just killed it. Mr. Raj, Jason Jordan, and the Hardy Boys was lame. Especially with no crowd. Honestly, only 30 people were in the crowd. So it's kind of boring. It was just kind of weird to see. And Mr. Raj wins, so yay for them. Neville gets his belt back. He's once again the Cruiserweight Champion. I'm glad to see him be Cruiserweight Champion because he's honestly the best thing about this whole division. So kudos for that. And a pretty good match to say the least. But then the best match of maybe even the entire night. New Day versus the Usos. These guys just tore the fucking house down. These guys had a match. Honestly, if this match was on the card, damn, it would have been the match of the night. The only reason why it stopped is just because it wasn't that great. It was pretty lackluster. It was just the fact that it was on the kickoff, it just shows that how much WWE really hates these two teams, which is really stupid because the New Day's been bringing fucking money to the table. And the Usos have been building up pretty good. So I don't know why the fuck Vince and the fucking creative team doesn't give these guys a chance to be on the main show and show these people that these guys could kill it. These teams had an awesome match. And it pisses me off compared to what the hell we got on the whole show. Honestly, out of all the matches, this is one of the ones I would go back and watch over and over. New Day and Usos killed it on the kickoff. Then we get to the main show, and this is what bored the shit out of me. We start off the night with Super John Cena beating Baron Corbin in such a boring-ass match. It was such a boring match. And honestly, the only way this match could have been fixed is if Baron Corbin just need Cena in the nuts, and then he just beats the crap out of him, and that would be it. That would have been perfect. Because Cena gets a victory, but Baron Corbin still looks strong. Instead, John Cena hits a FU, and, that happened, and it was easily one of the worst matches of the night. Honestly, I even forgot what the hell happened. I remember clotheslines and slow movement and slow speed running-ish, so it was just bad. Naomi versus Natalya for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This is slightly one of the better matches of the night. The best part about it was seeing Natalya finally becoming SmackDown Women's Champion. Honestly, Natalya deserves it. She is a hard-working person. She's part of the Hart family, and this gave tribute to 20 years ago when Bret the Hitman Hart beat The Undertaker for the WWE Championship. So I really am glad about that, and I'm pretty happy that Carmella didn't cash in because at this point it was too damn predictable. Honestly, I would save the cash-in for when it feels really unique, because Carmella has a bright future, despite the SmackDown creative team being run by Road Dogg's stupid ass. Then we get Big Show versus Big Cass with Enzo Amore locked up on a shark cage. This was a garbage match. Honestly, it got to the point that I hate Enzo Amore. Yes, I am with the WWE. If there's one thing I could agree with WWE is that Enzo Amore is actually an annoying fuck. He really did annoy the shit out of me in this match, and honestly, when they put him in the shark cage, he was barely up. Honestly, when Chris Jericho was in the shark cage, he was high up in there. Honestly, during the match between Big Cass and Big Show, you could still see the cage on the top, so it was just really stupid that they did that. And then all this was Enzo Amore trying to get out. He gets half naked. He's like on his boxers. He puts fucking lube or oil, whatever the hell he puts on him, and he just like slides off. He jumps down, and then Big Cass punches him. Then he punches Big Show, and Big Cass wins. It was just such a stupid way to put it. And honestly, when you hear Big Cass, Big Show, you might think it could be a pretty decent match, but no, it's just been bad. These guys have awful chemistry, just the worst. And I mean, it shows here. Then we get Randy Orton versus Rusev now. Honestly, I was excited for this match because Rusev and Randy Orton, you actually hear those two names and you actually think of a pretty good match. All this was so Randy Orton has his entrance. Rusev attacks him from behind for a while. Randy Orton can't compete. Randy Orton's like, fuck it, I'll compete. And then the match, they ring the bell. Randy Orton hits an RKO from out of nowhere. And Randy Orton beats Rusev in 8 seconds. So, good job, WWE. You fucked up Rusev. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck is the deal with Rusev. And, you know, I know they have a grudge on him for whatever reason, but why? I mean, Rusev, people like him. He cut his hair. What the fuck is the problem with you people? Honestly, fucking monkeys could write this shit better. And honestly, I heard Rusev's on his way out the door. So get the fuck out of WWE because honestly, actually, that reminds me. I think Rusev would be perfect for GFW because GFW. All right. So, I was talking to Samoan Fan 101 about this, but I'm not a big fan of GFW. It's not something I would watch consistently simply for my schedule. And just because GFW is just it still has that TNA vibe. So, you know, I still catch up to it, but like I'm not going to be a consistent watcher. If Rusev is here, maybe that could help build up GFW. So Rusev on GFW could help because you guys already have Johnny Mundo, Rey Mysterio from what I heard. El Patron is gone because of his attitude. Lashley, EC3. So, you know what? GFW has a pretty solid talent. All GFW needs to do is get a pretty good creator of this, and thankfully they hired Jim Cornette because GFW, honestly, by 2018, I guarantee you GFW could be at the top if they actually are willing to put effort, talent, and stories into these matches. So hopefully GFW manages to pull it off and doesn't get into a lot of trouble like TNA or Impact Wrestling or whatever you want to call it. So that's my thing with GFW. Rusev could be perfect for that slot. So if Rusev is leaving, see you at GFW. Next up, Sasha Banks defeated Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, I actually wanted Sasha Banks to win on the condition that we do a double turn between Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. It looked like they kind of did do that, but didn't fully go all the way. Honestly, I wish Sasha cheated to beat Alexa Bliss and become Raw Women's Champion, and then we do the double turn, because this could have been kind of like a Payback 2013 with Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio, where Dolph Ziggler was injured and Alberto Del Rio just completely took advantage of that, and he looked like the heel, and then that turned Dolph Ziggler face and Alberto Del Rio heel. So hopefully that happens with these two women. I want to see Sasha heel and Alexa Bliss as a face. Honestly, that could help out a lot. And also, I talked on Twitter about Bayley possibly being a heel, because honestly, Bayley is being booed out the fucking building. And it sucks, because Bayley is actually a pretty talented girl. Everybody could admit that, but, you know, this character of her being this, you know, even she's admit that she blames herself for being booed out the building and shit. But why don't you turn Bayley heel? How about this story of Bayley just kind of, when she comes back, when she turns into a heel, she's like, I tried so hard and so much, and all I get is a bunch of boos from you people. How pathetic are you guys? You guys talking about how I can't wrestle, yet you guys won't get in the ring, because, let's be honest, the "you can't wrestle" chant is fucking annoying. So, there's that. So, you guys could do a lot with the women's division. And honestly, Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss had a pretty solid match with counters and roll-ups, and everything about this was pretty solid for the most part. I thought this match was pretty good. Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. After this, I just kind of gave up. I just wanted to stop watching because it was just exhausting me. This was just boring. Oh shit! So I took it off. That's when I turned off the network, and I just kind of did my own thing for a while. Went shopping, grocery shopping. So don't be thinking that shit. And anyways, I came to a conclusion that you know what, Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor are just not right for WWE. It just really isn't. I mean, Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor are just, I don't know, it's just been sad how they've been booked, so it just sucks. So hopefully after this they go on to bigger things. Personally, what I would do with Finn Balor is make him the IC champion at this point, and maybe Bray Wyatt could be, shit, what can Bray Wyatt do? Maybe he goes on a feud with one of the guys from the Fatal 4-Way or something like that. I don't know, because honestly, there's nothing left to do with these guys, and I definitely don't want to see a rematch out of these two. Next match, and this was one of the better matches of the night, and this is when I turned it on. I heard that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins won the tag belts. I didn't want to get spoiled by that, but everybody kept telling me. And I was like, fuck, what's the point of watching now? I already know what's going to happen. But I was blown away of how great this match was. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose have great chemistry. The thing that made me laugh about this whole thing, and probably the best part of the whole match, but you know how WWE tends to have a beach ball around the area? Yeah, they had a beach ball, and they were throwing it around. And yeah, it's funny when no one gives a shit about the product, but at the same time, it's really disrespectful. Like, can you imagine if you yourself were, let's say, doing a poem or cutting a promo, being at a concert, singing live, doing anything in public, and then people just started throwing beach balls and not even paying attention to you. Granted, when some bitch at a mic show showed up, I put on headphones just because I hated the bitch, but yes, it was fucked up, and I understand that I screwed up. But anyways, back to this. There's a beach ball. Cesaro said, fuck this. He goes in the crowd, grabs the beach ball, and fucking throws it out of there, and then the match continues. That was fucking awesome. Honestly, WWE should reward Cesaro. He had the balls to actually go into the arena or the crowd, grab the beach ball and say fuck you to the crowd. That was fucking awesome. And honestly, now that he lost the belts, maybe he could go on to the world title picture, because shit, he could do some goodness for once in the WWE. Cesaro is honestly one of the most underrated talents you guys got, and it's sad, but now this could be their way to redeem themselves. And I just realized, last year we started the best of 7 series at SummerSlam with Sheamus and Cesaro. Fast forward, and now they lose the tag belts to Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins after being a team. So it was pretty good, kind of thinking about it now. But Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins could actually do some goodness for that tag division. They could feud with the Hardy Boys, the Revival, even Gallows and Anderson. That would be a solid match. They could do a lot with these two guys. Hell, these 4 guys. Even Sheamus, you got to give him credit too. A lot of people don't give credit to Sheamus, but he actually deserves a lot of credit as well. He has been on a roll. Personally, what I would do with him is maybe have a mini heel run. Basically, book him the way Rusev should be booked, and just go all out. Because Sheamus is a pretty talented guy. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I am one of those few guys that think Sheamus is a pretty good talent. Granted, he's not world championship material, but he is a solid mid-carder. So, I'm just saying, you guys got a lot of potential there, and you got to give credit to all 4 of these guys to pulling off one of the best tag team matches of the night. Hell, the tag team division is just looking great for these, for WWE at least. AJ Styles defeated Kevin Owens with special guest referee Shane McMahon, United States Championship. Honestly, all this did is set up Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. So for that, I gotta give it a pass. But this match was really good. It was honestly one of the funner matches that they had. This was probably the best one they had as far as 2017 goes. If you go back to last year, they had an even better match. You got to go back and watch those matches when AJ Styles barely arrived to the WWE. So go back and watch those matches. Those were classic and incredible matches. This one was basically what you expect, a pretty solid match out of these two guys. They tried. They really did try to pull off one of the best matches of the night, but it's hard when you've seen it so many times. And, you know, the story of Shane and Owens just going back and forth was great, so there's that. And AJ Styles is now fresh. He could go on and take on whoever is out there. Honestly, maybe, and this is just theory, why don't you go after, like, people who could... Because there was talk that AJ Styles wants to start doing open challenges like John Cena did once. So why don't we do that? Well, let's help people like Ty Dillinger, Mike Bennett or Mike Kanellis, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler. You know, help those guys stand up. Because honestly, that's what the open challenge did with John Cena. Remember that? Yeah, when John Cena did the open challenge, that helped out elevate a couple of talents, particularly Cesaro. Look at, you know, granted they screwed him up later down the road, but, you know, Cesaro had a huge ovation after that. So hopefully AJ Styles does that, because honestly AJ Styles could help out that belt, and maybe he could start having some big feuds with the likes of Baron Corbin or a Sami Zayn or a Mike Kanellis. So just saying, WWE, use AJ Styles wisely. He's the best talent you guys got on SmackDown. You know, behind maybe even behind Nakamura. And speaking of Nakamura, he gets his first ever WWE Championship shot against Jinder Mahal, and this was whatever. You could tell these guys try to have a great match, but it wasn't. It's just hard when Jinder Mahal's been a jobber this whole time, and he's just not that great in the ring. Let's be perfectly honest, Jinder Mahal sucks in the ring, but Nakamura did his best to try to pull this into a great match. But the fact that the Singh brothers interfered does get repetitive and stuff, but maybe this could help a story out, because let's think about it. Shinsuke Nakamura, we all thought this was going to be his moment. He beat John Cena clean to become the WWE Championship contender. So why don't we continue with this feud? Maybe have Jinder Mahal be like, I beat Nakamura, but let's actually give these guys a real feud, because the feud for this match was nothing. It was just, Nakamura is popular and Mahal's unpopular, so let's just put them together and try to do the best that they can. But no, let's actually give them time and let's build a story out of these guys. Maybe show that Nakamura could actually beat Jinder Mahal if we get rid of the Singh brothers. Granted, it will be 50-50 booking, but come on, I'll take 50-50 booking over Mahal champion forever, or Nakamura never getting a championship shot again. So let's go. Let's have Nakamura. Let's have this feud continue. Have Nakamura stand up tall. He holds it till WrestleMania. Let's say AJ Styles wins the Royal Rumble. Styles, Nakamura. So I'm already building stuff up. So this could actually be good. Even though it was a shit match, I'll admit this match was pretty shitty. But come on, I'm just thinking about the better picture for this feud. So there's that. And then we get to the main event. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. If Brock Lesnar loses, he leaves, but he was already spoiled for tomorrow. So we all thought Brock Lesnar is going to win, but just maybe we could pull off a story out. I heard that John Jones was supposed to be in the crowd, but he wasn't. But I don't give a shit. This match was phenomenal. It was incredible. Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe. Out of all the four guys, honestly, Samoa Joe looked like the weakest one, but it was kind of hard to make everybody look strong, particularly Braun Strowman. He looked stronger than everybody. He puts freaking Brock Lesnar over through 2 announce tables, and then, since there's 3 announce tables, he just grabs the last one and throws it on top of Brock Lesnar, and then he gets taken out by the doctors for a while. So for a while, it's a triple threat between Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. But then Brock Lesnar comes back out. He said, "Fuck this, Suplex City, bitch." And, it was just a brawl out of nowhere. Even Braun Strowman was bleeding. Braun Strowman became a star in this match. I was like, damn, I actually don't want to see him get pinned. And then Roman Reigns, they've been building up Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for a while. So I'm guessing Brock might win. Or Roman Reigns might win, which was my prediction, by the way. Samoa Joe, I'm like, you know what? They're going to pull that Fatal 5-Way part where, like, Samoa Joe, he wasn't seen by, like, the second half of the match, but then he comes at the end and beats Finn Balor, or makes Finn Balor pass out, and then he sneaks a victory. So maybe this is going to happen again. It wasn't the case. If they pulled that up, oh my god, that would have been cool. But Roman Reigns gets a F5 by Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar is still your Universal Champion. So we're still seeing Brock Lesnar around. He's still going to be the Universal Champion. So, what the hell could happen now? I mean, anything could happen now in the WWE. Something for sure I want to see is a one-on-one between Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar, because despite it being Suplex City, Brock Lesnar could not suplex Braun Strowman whatsoever. So now that match has potential being one of the best of the whole year. This was the best match of the year behind, as far as WWE goes, behind Cena and Styles from the Royal Rumble. That will be impossible to top. But this was damn close, and it was a great match. Honestly, this match alone, just watch this. Maybe watch New Day and the Usos on the Kickoff. Rollins and Ambrose and Cesaro and Sheamus. That was a great match. So, honestly, just for safe timing, I would just watch the last hour of the Kickoff and the last hour of SummerSlam, and you actually have one of the better SummerSlams out there. Everything else is kind of filler, besides, So from Cena to Corbin to Balor and Wyatt, don't watch. Even the women's matches, great moments and great little matches, but they weren't like freaking quality. I mean, actually both women's matches were pretty solid, so I might go back and watch those, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna go back and watch from top to bottom everything, and that is why this show gets a C for me. It sucks. If the main event didn't happen, this would have been a D- or something like that, but it's a solid C. A 6 out of 10. That's pretty low for a SummerSlam. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna leave it. It's me, the ALE XX Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.